You take an M-O-B-I-L-E. That's the place that means the world to me. So if you're down on vacation, you should choose Mobile, Alabama. You lose your blues. The sights down there where you will see through the brand new Dolphin Island Beach. Mobile.
We got Young Hit here. Can I get
How
some
y'all
motherfucking
doing?
applause for Young Hit?
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We have a good friend of mine that I introduced Young to. This is Josh Poling over here. He's going to be on the beatboxing when we get to the freestyle. We're not there yet.
That's what's up.
I just learned, everybody at home, that Young drew and wrote a graphic novel. Which,
Yes.
even as a writer, which is what I do, I've never done it. I've always wanted to do. That's fucking amazing, man.
Appreciate it, man. I'm always looking for artists and writers too.
So, like, what's the premise?
Let me see. Well, the
What
first
goes on?
in that one. Well, I'll say everyone in the first one, I know personally, you know, and this it just recreated images and things of our lifetime right now. It's just placed in about 150 years from now in the Sky Cities.
All right.
Yeah,
You're going to give me a copy of that, right?
most definitely.
You better, Young. I want to read that. That's
All
awesome.
right. It's called Revolution Televised.
So, Young, you got an album you're working on, right?
Yes. The album is called Kanzi 8000. They call me Young Hit, but Kanzi is my real name. And I think the album is going to be so far beyond what most artists are doing right now, especially most, I say, Southern rap. So I chose to call it Kanzi 8000 because I think it's that far beyond.
Okay. As far as artists that, like, influenced you, like, growing up, I mean, what you got?
First, I want to say Beastie Boys. I remember being 4 years old, stealing my brother's Beastie Boy tapes and listening to them, and blew the fuck out of me. You know what I'm saying? And LL Cool J, up to, you know, well, those are my hip hop influences. Tupac, of course. You know, Big. Outkast, 8-Ball, MJG, Scarface, Top Authority, Dayton Family, you know, and I listen to music, you know, from everything to Carole King to Bruce Springsteen to Terry Reid to, I listen to everything, you know, Adele, you know what I'm saying, so.
Right on.
Kings of Leon.
It's always good to keep well-rounded.
Oh,
I mean,
most
like,
definitely.
I mean, like, that's the thing a lot of musicians tend to forget is that, you know, when you're listening to one style of music all the time, you're kind of limiting yourself to what, you know, what you're, like, you kind of limit yourself creatively because, like, you're only thinking about certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, so I was raised in a multicultural, you know, I say area or whatever. You know, being at home, back on the campground, you know, going to school, you know, like Mary B. Austin or whatever.
Where'd you grow up at?
I grew up in Tolmanville, you know, in Lafayette Street in the campground or whatever. But like, I went to, like I said, growing up, going to school in Mary B. Austin and things of that or whatever, you know, had friends of different color or whatever, you know, and I heard a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, and my parents taught me to be diverse, you know what I'm saying.
Right on.
And then being a producer as well.
You produce?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I produce most
So
of the
you do
tracks on the
everything.
album.
I mean, like, you're writing, you're drawing, you're an MC, and you produce.
Yeah, I'll say I'm an artist. You know, I work from that side of the brain.
I dig that.
Yeah.
So, what are you listening to right now?
What I'm listening to right now is Scarface, Made, and Lupe Fiasco the Cool. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Josh, what are you listening to right now?
I just recently bootlegged a bunch of music from a friend of mine, so whatever is on
Bootlegging's
that.
the way to go. Not that we endorse that here at Mobilian, but yeah.
I do. Just me, personally.
Please buy the album.
I'm cheap, man. Look at me. Do I look like I have money?
I got you, man. It's
I'll
a
bootleg
recession.
it. I'll bootleg the crap out of it.
All right.
I guarantee you give him your CD when it comes out, he will have 30, 50, 100 people listening to it, though.
I appreciate that.
That's the kind of guy Josh is. So what are you listening to, Josh? You didn't even say.
It's a band called The National. Probably heard of them.
Decent
Band.
I saw a little bit of them at Bonnaroo, actually. They're really good.
Yeah, kind of like them right now. Devil Wears Prada. Recently,
Okay.
Devil Wears Nada.
They got a the Devil Wears Skin.
Yeah.
It's they have a new album called Zombies. It's basically based around a zombie outbreak.
That's
of course,
cool.
which is played out, but really good album. A lot of gunshots, random breakdowns.
Dead Rising.
Sort of.
Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
I like that game.
I'm a big gamer too, so
Yeah,
I'm
you
a
are.
game
Game,
freak,
man.
yo.
Yeah, I used to be, man. Like I used to have a theater set up in my living room. I had a 100 by 110 inch projection screen with a projector on it.
Straight up.
That
I
is
had
true.
a PS3 surround. I basically had a movie theater,
Yeah.
and I used to game a lot back then. I haven't been doing it so much lately. I just been busy and stuff, man. But like, I used to play a lot of Left 4 Dead, Call of Duty 4.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and what else we play, Josh?
I didn't play anything when I lived with you. I lived in a tent.
I didn't have that. Oh yeah, actually I did. Have, me and this guy used to live together young. He rented out a room and basically just put a tent in it and lived inside the tent and had a dresser with his clothes in it, and that was it. He rented out a room to put a tent in.
That's my life, man. Anything you walk away from in 5 minutes, you're golden. Pack it up in the Honda.
It's true. It's true though, because we had a big thing going on back when we lived together. One of our roommates was kind of a douchebag, and him and his girlfriend were going to stealing a bunch of stuff, bringing it back to the
He's
house,
an
telling them to get it out.
ex-roommate.
There ended up being a conflict. They broke in and tried to steal a bunch of stuff.
Wow.
The day that happened, I come home and Josh is already loading his tent and his dresser into his truck, and he's like, "Peace."
5 minutes, man.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Gotta
I
be
don't.
Feel
quick.
you, man. I've had a couple of situations like that myself. Well, I own a recording studio too, and I engineer, and I was
Recording
living in
studio in Mobile.
Yeah, Mobile, in Botero, at my home. And at first I opened up to the public, and it was a couple of guys around the corner. I was friends with them, and their younger nephews. When I used to go around their house as a teenager, they were like 12. I was like 17. When I get back home, it's like, yeah, my little cousins, they want to record or whatever. They end up setting me up for my studio. They got me out the house to handle some business or whatever. When I get back home, my doors kicked in, and like they stole like $25,000 worth of equipment.
$25,000.
Yeah. So,
Jesus
but
fuck.
God bless America.
yeah. I always have house insurance. And
Words of wisdom.
and have some good people on your team in the background, you know what I'm saying? So you can get your shit back too. You know what I'm saying? So
Right on, man. Well, I understand you can do a little freestyling.
yeah, most definitely.
That's something you're capable of.
Yeah, I can do that.
Josh, put that goddamn cigarette down. Put the beer down. Look at this guy.
No, I'm good.
Put it all
I'm
down.
Good. I'm good, man.
Josh is here to beatbox for you.
All right.
It's been like 3 years since I beatboxed.
Let's
I
see
was
what
gonna
you got.
beatbox. I've always beatboxed for Venom when he comes on, Josh Shock. But I think my boy Josh Pullen over here might be able to do a better job.
Yeah.
So let's try him out.
All right.
What kind of beat you looking for here?
You want it slow? You want it fast?
Let me see. Give me a slow one.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Turn the headphones up.
The streets is hell, too hot to sell. Some sheets so you can cover your bail. Cops buzz, homie, duck, take cover and bail. If you ain't scared to buzz back, take up for yourself. Or either hide on the block, you're a nail in the hay bale. But if you cough too loud, you coughing a snail. We take guns off the shelf, keep books of death. Or block niggas on our arms from right to left. Much dudes stealth from right to left. Whole crackin' funeral homes, we hustle to the death until the boys' future home is sitting on God's left. Pop trunk, car keys, caprice, coke keys, right in the trunk, riot pump, shotgun on me. Never ride upon me, this ain't what you want B. Man, unless you want D, don't call Con Z.
Sorry, I got
Good
You know what I'm
caught.
saying?
God.
That's alright, man.
Can
It's
I
been
get
a
some
while.
fucking applause
You know
for
what I'm
that?
saying? So
Trey Lane, you applaud
that's
for
alright,
that.
man. Thank you, man. You know what I'm saying? It's been a few years, so that's alright, man.
I tried. Tried
Yeah.
to keep up with you.
All
You
right.
got anything else you want to talk about, man?
Well, I
Get
say,
something off your chest?
well, with the album, I got some hot producers on there besides myself.
Yeah, you're working with some big names, right?
Yeah, my man Fury is one of them. He did the Game Over beat for Lil Flip. You know, that blew him
Yeah.
all the way up, and he did the King for T.I. and the one I Still Love You Shorty. So he's had a couple of placements on each one of T.I. I think he got some on Fast and the Furious, Lil Kim, Fat Joe, you know. So him, and I'm trying to get Zaytoven to do something for me or whatever.
So you're working with some fucking professionals.
Yeah, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? That all had due to my uncle over there, called him grown man. His nephew, which you know, my cuz, his name is Don Palmer, and he's in L.A. right now working with a couple of groups or whatever. But back in like 2002, I was supposed to win and did 106 in Park or whatever. I did that. And I didn't really come back for it, but I did one of the shows, and
that's awesome though.
And
I mean, how many rappers around here can say that?
Yeah,
that's probably pretty much it.
Yeah, pretty much. And so I went back up there and supposed to stay with Palmer for like 2 weeks, and they dropped me off at the bus station. And the day before that, they were moving out of the apartment. And they gave me the key and told me to take the key back to the landlord or whatever. And I thought about it. I was like, man, I could either go hard or go home. Literally, I could either go back to Alabama with nothing, or either I could stay up here in New York and just go hard. So after they drove off, I turned back around and went back to Harlem. The gas and lights was still on in the building, so I stayed there during the day. And I ended up meeting a guy right across from 106 Park, 105th and Park down the block. And he had a local TV show where he'll let me freestyle and stuff like that. So I ended up staying there with him.
Young, I'm learning so much stuff about you I never knew, man.
Yeah, man.
You got a lot of depth to you, man. I mean, first of all, you're writing and drawing a graphic novel. I never knew you stayed up in New York area.
Yeah. A lot of stuff, man. I end up matter of fact, if y'all have ever watched like Real World, there was a TV show on VH1. There was a guy named Anwar, a black guy with little dreads or whatever. He actually was one of the roommates that stayed with us. I was watching VH1 and see this guy on TV, like, oh, I used to live with that guy.
That's crazy.
And there was some young dudes up there working with Excel. They had no place to live, but they was driving around in CL55s and Lamborghinis. I was having the time of my life. I ended up sneaking in a Bad Boy and meeting a guy named Rich Keller. And he's like one of the biggest engineers in the game. End up meeting him and working with him and kicking it with Benzino all the time. And he tried to get me in the Source magazine, but I was kind of a little lazy, you know what I'm saying? So things might have been a little different or whatever, you know. So, but it's all good though, in due time.
Yeah, my boy Josh here used to actually tour with a band called The Intrusive.
Okay, then that's what's up,
Intrusive in the Dog and Pony Show.
Which was fucking bullshit music, but
The Intrusive was a terrible band.
But they had some
Very
good times
terrible.
touring around.
Yeah, we toured basically the whole East Coast.
Okay,
it was fun. It was a good experience to realize what happens when you have $5 to your name, and how much you could actually charge your debit card before they stop letting you do it. You know,
I know exactly what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, like guy from the Dog and Pony Show I used to play with. My very first tattoo, I got my feet tattooed. I got a few tattoos, but they're all concealed just in case I ever need to get a job where you can't have them, you know.
Not me.
And yeah, no, I mean, like, look at this guy.
I can't say that.
Actually, he's got some of the best, one of the best tattoo artists in the South.
Recently, Dusty
Sean
Norris, a new tattooer, did this little fly right here.
Okay, then that's
Looking
what's
pretty
up.
sweet, pretty stylish.
What does the fly represent?
Oh,
Nothing. Nothing.
that is a long story, my friend.
Nothing. Not a goddamn thing.
No, it has representation.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, the girl I'm dating right now actually calls me Doo-Doo. That's her name. Everyone has a pet name, man. That's mine.
I mean,
Don't hate me.
I
Don't
understand
hate
pet
me.
names, but like.
And I've actually
Don't
worked. See, I knew I'd get one person. There's a.
So you the shit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
You got it. So there's actually a thing called a turd bat, which is a fly that only accumulates around large masses of fecal matter. And when you work with septic tanks, you kind of figure that out. And this is that right there is a turd bat.
Oh man.
So it's in representation of my lady there.
Right on.
Okay, then.
Got a little turd bat.
She's stuck on you.
There she is.
That's what's
There
up.
she is.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a real fly, man.
Before we. How's it going? Young's got some comedy on him too.
Yeah.
Before we close the show out, I want to get Josh to beatbox a little more. Let you lay down to the verse and let Venom come up here and lay down a verse.